We're here.
Live. It would be bad if we were dead. It would just be like
It would be real awkward. Real awkward.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, hello, greetings, scribblers. Kent Shawn here with the lovely and talented Bethany Votaw and another guest on the way. Books by Adrian. Some of you might not know him, but he's kind of one of the gang, and it's going to be his first time live with me, and I can't wait to see him here. But in the meantime, let's talk about what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
This is called Don't Drink in Live, which is odd because that's exactly what we intend to do.
Exactly. We literally planned it to do this.
So I can't even remember. It was on a live stream that you had, Bethany. I think it was you and Hannah.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, somehow it came up. It was probably my fault because most awful things are. And thought about the idea of writing some flash fiction while, let's just call it Hemmingway style.
We love some Hemingway. May as well just trying to emulate a little bit more of his writing style.
Okay, so I won't go into the rules till Adrian's here, but in the meantime, tell me, Bethany, what's going on with you?
Not much. I'm in California, living the dream with my family for the holidays, and then I'll be heading to Colorado, but, you know, I'm writing a little bit, reading a lot, having a great time. How about you?
Well, Bethany, I'm glad you asked me.
It's a loaded question. You're welcome.
So I'm actually in the scary process, which I spoke to you about, of selecting an editor for my novella Blind Spot coming out. Dawn White. Hello, Dawn.
Dawn.
Richard Holiday. Oh, my goodness. Suey, Barrett, Laurie. Look at all the people here. How dare you, Clara? How dare you show up? Jared Simmons. Next time you guys feel like joining in on one of my streams, just don't. Somewhere else. I like to discourage my viewers. No, I'm just kidding. Good to see you guys. So happy you can be here with us as we at the end of 2020, which was just a great year for everybody in the world. I generally think this has been the best year in the history of humanity. And I really feel like everyone is going to look back on this and say, where was I during 2020? Kind of like when Kennedy died.
That's called a flashbulb memory, and those are never good.
Candace Teague. Hello, how are you?
He is here.
Okay, so check this out. 2021 is going to be a million times better. I'm glad you asked me what's going on, Bethany. Here's what's going on. First of all, new short story competition, which I'm going to reveal the title on this stream. I'm scared to do it, so I'm going to wait till I have a couple in me.
Just let the words flow better.
Apparently, Bethany's been pre-gaming because I clearly see adult beverages in her hand.
I have.
Is it whiskey?
Yes.
Okay, so just to let you know, one of my supplies is the Proper 12 because I'm a big fan of Conor McGregor and I learned to like his whiskey because I think he's amazing. So no, it's not bad. It isn't. It's not it's about the same like quality level as like Jameson. Dawn, no, I hope nobody was alive when Kennedy died. But why do I say that like that?
But
I've been doing that for years, and it's kind of become a thing. I kind of don't know how to stop myself. So
it's a catchphrase now.
Here's to Tourette's. Anyway, 2021, what's going on? And I want to hear from you too, Bethany, and I definitely want to hear from Adrian because not a lot of people. Adrian he's out there. He's got like 100 subscribers. He's out there doing stuff. And I just want to start hearing more about what he's doing. He's an amazing creative guy. He's got an incredible kind of artistic sense about the way he presents his ideas about his stories. Can't wait to hear how he does that stuff. It's going to be great. I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, you totally are.
I almost did it again.
Anyway. It's a wind up for me.
It's just weird. I feel like I should move the screen because I'm like looking at you over there. But on the thing, it makes.
I kind of see. I'm doing the same thing.
I'm like one of those weird paintings. Everywhere you go, the eyes.
My eyes follow you wherever.
Okay. So anyway, 2021. Blind Spot's going to the editor. I should have it back by March. I'm looking for cover designers right now. Hopefully an April release, unless I don't know something crazy happens like a pandemic, a war, or something like that.
Weird how that.
Wars can happen. I can like literally vanish when there's a war. You won't see me for a year or two. But anyway, that's happening. Blind Spot the sequel has already been written and it's in the rewrite process. The sequel is called Forbidden. And there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out where I talk about those books. I really want to start sharing like who some of the characters are, the setting, but I don't want to give stuff away because it is a novel full of mysteries and secrets, and I don't want to wreck it, although a lot of people in the chat have already read it. So 2 books coming out in 2021, and it's going to be way better in 2020, which I thought I was going to do 2 books in 2020, but I got moved and, you know, stuff and diseases. Anyway, it's going to be great. I'm super excited about it. I'm also super excited about a new short story competition. I met tons of new friends. The last short story competition, hopefully we'll have new people involved. There's going to be cash prizes. There's going to be guest judges. Some of them have already RSVP'd. I know Colin Clark for sure is going to guest judge. I heard this Bethany Votaw lady who actually won the competition last time is going to guest judge. That's amazing. Thank you, Barrett. I really appreciate that. And I really enjoyed your video about butt stuff. I'm just going to leave that out there and not explain any of it. So if you guys want to know, you better go to his channel and check it out.
That's some free marketing for you, Barrett. Lucky you.
All right. Nothing like butt stuff to bring people together. Anyway, on to the next subject, and that is what in the world is going on with Bethany Votaw. I know things are rolling slow in this stream, and if I need to speed it up, you just let me know because I tend to talk really slow. And if anybody's not following what's going on, you just tell me and I'll speed it up.
Gosh. Oh, what in the world is going on for me? You know, just pandemic, moving around. It's fine. I love it. I love my job. And we have the anthology coming out the first quarter of 2021. So that's exciting. That short story anthology that we're both part of kind of thing, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, a little group of writers that met each other on AUTHORTUBE got together and formed what can only be called the Twisted 10. Yes. Twisted because there's, generally speaking, something wrong with all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. So.
Yeah, Dawn's in the Twisted 10.
Dawn, right?
Candace is here. She's in it. Yeah, just kind of born out of a late night. Hey, we all have some weird stories. Let's just all put it in a book and see what people really think. And that's what we did. So that's coming out in March. So that's exciting. And then I will have 2 books in 2021 coming out. One of them is my creepy collection. And then another one is kind of a secret surprise. I know everyone's like, when's Tracker coming out, Bethany? And it'll be done and edited in February. Like it'll be pristine. And I'm just kind of holding on to it because I hear for marketing, it's best to like release your novellas one right after the other, kind of like what you're doing with Blind Spot. And so I just need to wait because I have 2 more that are halfway written. So need to finish that. So that's kind of bummed, but also I have 2 very exciting solo projects that I think will curb the enthusiasm. Is that what I wanted to do? It'll make people excited. And then they'll be even more excited for Tracker. I don't know.
Yeah, marketing's been on the mind a lot for a lot of us that are getting ready to put books out in the next year. And the question is, do you spend your marketing dollars when you don't have a big backlog? And my answer to that is, I don't think you do. I think you want to put your dollars out there when you've got a lot of good work that people can come and get. So say you spend a bunch of money on ads, you bring a bunch of people to your page and you got 1 book on there. They can spend exactly $4 or whatever it costs, and then they're done. But I had to do it again. If you spend those dollars once you have 5 or 6 books up, then you got a chance to quintuple your money, or is it sextuple? Sextuple.
Lots of monies.
Exactly what it sounds like out there. Oh, wait, is that Bill? It sounds like Bill Clinton. So I was gonna wait for Adrian, but I feel like it's time. This is supposed to be a drink extreme. I feel like
I've been starting that. I was just, getting ready.
So I've decided to go with the world's cheapest vodka. I think it's called.
What are you on, an airplane or something?
Well, so there's a story behind why I drink these little things. So, and here's the story. The story is, I'm actually making this up, so give me a minute. No, I'm just kidding.
Prepping for flash fiction by oral flash fiction.
If you, this is literally flash fiction. Spoken flash fiction.
Yes. Oh gosh, that would be horrifying. Anyway, continue with your airplane vodka.
So It turns out that when I buy a bottle that's this big, I finish it, which apparently is bad for you. So I get them this big. But tonight, in honor of the stream, I kind of blew my own paradigm by getting lots of them.
Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say at least you only you'll finish like 4 bottles of vodka, and that sounds bad despite them being this big.
And the bottle was big. Okay, so here is to the end, and all of you in the chat, here's to you, and here's to the end of 2020. God damn it, you sucked. Cheers. Just for the record, that's way bigger than
Airplanes will skimp on you. Now you're ready to write flash fiction.
Oh, that's like twice the size of a normal airline.
That was a goal.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Halfway through, I'm like, this is not good anymore. Not
Perfect.
fun at all.
I just really want to win whatever competition we have going on right now. So my goal is just to get you as inebriated as possible.
I'm not competitive.
Not at all.
Oh my goodness. We have a guest to add to the stream. Books by Adrian.
Hey, everybody. You guys got started before me, so I'm going to have to catch up. Hang on.
I would have waited for the toast. I just didn't know where you're at.
You are good.
I called the cops. It's weird.
Does that look like enough?
Perfect.
To do some more? That's good.
Oh,
All right.
He's a very classy guy, I can tell. Okay, I got to pour a slow drink here. So
Jam jar.
Jam jar. Damn. So I'm going to use my Archer glass. It's a highbrow comedy right here. Have a little finger of whiskey.
Whiskey is my jam, my friend. Jameson's all the way.
So I've switched to proper 12 Conor McGregor's whiskey just because I'm a Conor McGregor fan.
Okay, hey Charlie, go and press play on the TV. Go watch TV. Don't bother me.
Okay, don't bother me, kid.
Get out of here, kid.
So I'm actually super excited to meet you here, Adrian, and happy end of 2020 to you.
Happy end of 2020. We got through it, everybody. Here's to a better 2021, huh? Woo!
Always.
All right.
Feels that way, doesn't it, Barrett? Okay. So now that we have Adrian here, first of all, just got to ask you a couple things about you, Adrian, for those that don't know you.
Hit me up.
So tell us who you are, what you're into, and most importantly, what you're working.
All right. My name is Adrian. I run a channel called Books by Adrian. It's a full online author platform. You can find it at booksbyadrian.com. I got a Patreon. I got all that stuff going on. I'm working on my debut novel. It is a murder mystery set in a sci-fi fantasy world, and it's the first book in a trilogy. And I am hoping to reach as many people as possible that will be interested in my book. So, I love telling people what all they're going to find in it. They're going to find LGBTQ characters in lead roles. They're going to find drug culture. What else? They're going to find polyamory in there. They're going to find serial killers, genre bending. If you're into any of this stuff, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, it's all going to be in there. Hang out on my channel. Check me out. I think you're going to enjoy the novel when it's done.
100 years passed, and my brother was
List of the novel. I mean, it almost have to be a series to even put an arc to all of that.
Yeah, exactly. It started out with what is now the prologue. It started out with this one chapter idea, and it just snowballed on me, and now it's completely out of control, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Feel for you, brother. My first novel was called Children of Doom, and they say don't write a giant epic with lots of characters and complex plots on your first novel. So I did that.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing too.
200,000 words later and 36 named characters, major characters, so
36?
yeah, major characters.
That's a lot. I mean, I've got 3 protagonists, and I'm projecting 190K as far as the word count. Hopefully, I'm going to bring that down before it's done. We'll see.
Yeah, this will be great. You will not need to worry about word count here other than keep it short, my friend.
Yeah, I'm hoping to work on what's going to be the audiobook anthology today on this stream. So pretty excited.
Yeah.
So, okay, a couple questions about that. First of all, what's your whip called? If you just said it, I missed it somehow.
Oh, no, I didn't. Thank you very much. So the series is called Mythic, and the first book in the series is called Shadow of the Spark.
Shadow of the Spark. Okay, so next, when do you think this bad boy's coming out? Are you self-publishing it? Are you looking for traditional publishing? What is the plan?
So the plan right now is to self-publish. If somebody backs up a truck full of money on my yard, I'm totally open to it. But right now I'm working on self-publishing. I hope to have it out by the holiday season 2021. So I'm hoping to finish my draft by the spring and then go through the editing phase throughout the summer. And hopefully by the time I hit fall, it's ready to go and I can start gearing up for the book release around Christmas time 2021.
Okay. So it's a long range plan for one book.
Being that I've already been working on it for almost a year and I'm not yet halfway through the full first draft, like I'm trying to be a little generous with my timeline and thinking, December 2021.
Okay. That's interesting because I've never spent that long in a first draft. So for 100,000 word book, it typically takes me about 2.5 months to do a first draft these days. I did recently write a 60,000 word novel in about 2.5 weeks, the first draft. But that's come from, well, wait a minute. There's like an 8-year arc in that happening. It wasn't like I started doing that. It was
Writing novel.
refining the process over time again and refining it, reading stuff differently. So anyway, that's so interesting. Okay. Why did you choose to self-publish? Why did you pick that? Do you just want control of your stuff, control the rights to it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's at least where it began for me, is wanting control of what all is going in there. Obviously I'm going to go through a professional edit and everything, but I don't want some company telling me what I can and cannot put into the book. So that's part of it. The other part being that with it being my debut novel, and with most publishing companies not really doing too much in the way of marketing for their authors, the marketing is still mostly on the author's hands. If I have to do it anyway, I might as well do everything and do it all the way that I feel like. And then maybe a third reason would be that I have this fear of putting my future into someone else's hands and have them drop the ball. If I fail at this, debut novel thing, that's on me. I don't want anybody else to fail me and it be out of my control and, for the book to not go anywhere because somebody else spoofed up. I'm not going to accept that. So if it fails, it's on me. If it succeeds, it's also on me. I'm doing it all myself.
Hello, Tanya. Thank you for popping in. So it's a lot going on there. I wanted to you actually just made me think of like 50 things. I had another question prepared for you because I am a consummate professional interview human.
We appreciate that about you. You like getting the stories behind the stories. I dig that.
I love stories. It's like it's what I do. But anyway, about you. Gosh, there's a lot going on there. So my first experience with I'm not going to tell the story on streams before, so I want to tell it again. But I did have the occasion to mess around with agents right off the bat, probably too soon. Like the first thing I put out, got agents like immediately, and I wasn't ready for it, and I didn't understand like what it actually means to be a first-time author with some of them. And I know people have had different experiences and can tell me different stuff, but they just wanted everything, and I had no control at all. And I was like, let me back off here, get good at this, instead of just writing one book. And then, so I wrote 6 or 7 more, and then thought I wanted to control my own stuff, kind of the same way as you, like, and it kind of feels more like the hero's journey to do it that way, right? To take your like your destiny in your own hands. So I really respect that.
How poetic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and I'm just following what I see all these other incredible authors doing on AuthorTube and whatnot. I mean, Bethany Votaw here, organizing the whole. Oh man, what's it called? The 10 what?
The 10.
Yes, I mean that alone, inspiration. I'm like, let's do this.
We'll do it again. We need a break after it, though.
To give Bethany credit, she's the orchestrator of many things. There's a whole community of people that hang out, talk, and do stuff, and kind of all found each other just because she decided for us too.
I almost feel like flash fiction is as popular as it is right now because of her too. Like I think that Bethany's leading the charge on all that.
Nah, I just like to write it, and I don't want to write it by myself, so I make everyone write it with me. Like Richard, he said he's going to do the audio anthology. Right, Richard? Right, Richard? You said.
Yeah,
right,
Claire,
Richard?
Claire says it's scary either way. I know she's talking. She's telling you you're going to go traditional, it's scary. If you do it yourself, it's scary. But the one cool thing about doing it yourself and kind of saying, hey, I'm going to just take my shot and chips fall where they may, is no matter what happens, you don't have any regrets. You can be like, hey, they let me down. Or, hey, I wish I'd gone with this agent. Hey, I wish I'd done that. It's you. So you can just say, I did what I wanted, and it's on me. And if there's something good about that.
Well,
Yeah.
There's also the idea of your book can be immortal. Like your agent and publisher is not going to take it off the market after 4 months of a poor release. Like your book can be on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Google Books forever. And no one's going to take it away. I like the idea of my book is going to be immortal. It's not going to be dependent on sales if it gets to stay up. So that's what I like.
Good point. Shall I talk about what tonight's festivities will entail?
Yeah.
Have tales or potentially tell tales. I'm running out of things to say here. Okay. So Adrian, just for the record, the normal thing that happens when people first go live with me is they find out I actually talk like this. It's not just the videos. This is actually how I talk, which is kind of scary. But
I respect the eyebrow game. I gotta say, like it's all about the eyebrows with Mr. Kent Shawn here. So I've been practicing. You know what I'm saying? Like I came to bring the heat on the eyebrows.
I can't.
Mostly involuntary, to be honest with you. Sometimes I meet new people and they're looking kind of up. Looking at them like, shit, I'm doing that thing again. Okay. Someone said you're doing the audiobook anthology, Richard. Yes, you are. But anyway, the first thing is they figure out about me is that I'm as weird as I am in my videos. And second thing they find out about me is I always have a plan, and I have a plan tonight. Most of that was a lie. I don't always have a plan. I don't even know why I said any of that, to be honest with you.
So you don't have a plan? Are we winging
I
it?
got a plan. Okay.
Mr. Kent Shawn always has a plan. Is it a good plan? No. Will it be entertaining? Yes. Let's hear it.
What do you mean it's not a good plan?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. I'm just like anticipating for the worst.
My bad plans are good plans. Agree with me. Everyone. Everywhere, please.
Nod.
Okay.
Smile and nod.
My plan, our mission, should you choose to accept it, is to Hemmingway style, meaning with a little bit of the sauce in us, to embark on a flash fishing. Flash
We're
fish.
already there.
That's where you fish. That's where you fish faster than normal.
The old man in the street's coming out a little too soon.
Fishing with fly. I did chug the double airline bottle.
I was already in here when you were doing that, and you were talking about how it's not as small as an airplane bottle. I'm like, yeah, that looked a little bigger. I think that was a double.
Is it warm in here? Okay, just kidding. Okay, I'm ready to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a series of prompts. We may even take some from the chat. Somebody comes up from one, and you guys in the chat, you're welcome to participate, you heathens. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a couple of short bursts of flash fiction and sprints based off of a prompt. And the prompt's going to be random, and you're only going to get 500 words to tell you a little story. And you're only going to get 2 short, maybe 8 to 10 minute sprints in which to craft this little story. And in between, you got to stop and talk about what you're doing and enable me to make fun of you. I mean, discuss the things that you're. No, I'm going to be funny. Okay. So in order to facilitate this, what we're going to need are some ideas for prompts, and maybe we could talk about what makes good flash fiction. And I'm probably going to direct that question towards the Bethany Votaw. Bethany Votaw.
Yeah, you got to consult the experts on things like that. You got to consult the experts.
I think.
Oh shit! Time out. Charlotte Armstrong's in the house.
Yeah, Charlotte. She's living the dream in Australia, walking around farmers markets. Ugh.
The evil, chaotic deity.
They got giant like spiders and snakes and stuff in Australia. No, thank you. You can keep it.
Hi, Tanya. Thanks. So excited to see Charlotte here. Charlotte's been busy. She's been doing many Charlotte things across the countryside of, I don't know, some country somewhere. And Australia. That's it. It's Australia. I knew that because there's like crocodile and stuff. But she had some great videos where she shows like these kind of pastoral scenes, like chilling out in the country. They're really cool. They're very relaxing. I felt less insane the whole time I was watching them. It was amazing. So thank you.
It's quite an accomplishment and make Kent Shawn feel less insane.
Let's think of that.
Right after I said all that nice stuff about her, then she's
I love it.
I like her style.
Okay. So first, let's just talk about flash fiction for a section. I need more.
Do you need more or less? Like,
Not sure what that means. You make fun of me, I'm going to chug another bottle. Anyway, so what we should definitely do is talk about what makes good flash fiction. Bethany Votaw, tell us all about it.
It's a short story, usually under 800 words. Originally, it was closer to 500, so we're going like old school style. It has a beginning. It has a middle. It has an end. It has characters. It's a full story, not a snapshot or a scene. Like, that's it. And Kent, I think the very first piece of writing I ever sent you was a piece of flash fiction, because I was like,
Coffee with the Devil.
Yeah. Because I was just like, it's a story, right? But I didn't want to like have this stranger spend a lot of time reading a story of mine that was like really long and bad. And so if it was just bad, I wanted him to like spend a minute reading it and tell me that it was bad. And so, yeah, flash fiction. I love it. And I don't know your style, but I always go into it with, what do I want to make my readers feel? And then go from there. And I know it's so tempting, and I'm so guilty of this. With the ending of flash fiction, it's not supposed to be a punchline. It's not supposed to be this long joke with like a twist ending that's kind of ridiculous. So guilty of it, but it's supposed to just be a really short story. So you have to be able to show what's normal in the scene, show what's not normal, the conflict, the rising action, and you have like 500 words to do it. It is not easy. I kind of liken it to just throwing a whole bunch of stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks. If you're spending hours on a piece of flash fiction, you're doing it wrong. It's supposed to be, you write 500 words, you think, did this work? Can I edit it? And if it didn't, move on. Just try something different. I've written the same piece like 12 different times from like different perspectives, different voices, different narration styles. And it's amazing how much you can change based off of perspective, like who's telling the story. It's just great. I love it. Now go write some.
I just would like to make a declaration. I love you, Suey. That is all.
Yes, we love Suey.
Okay, so apparently I'm doing flash wrong, which is
What are you doing wrong?
says too. Well, I actually plan flash, which I don't do with short stories. So like I'll sit and do the 5 commandments of story on the little scene because it's just a couple of beats. So I can't waste any time, and I'm better at doing longer things. So I actually usually think more when I'm writing a piece of flash, and I honestly have never written a piece of flash that I wanted to show anybody.
Well, this is just what I do. I don't care what you do. That's just what I do.
You don't care.
I care. I don't care about your process. Just the end result, man. I want results.
You don't care about
Yeah. Is the story good? Is it legible? Does it make sense? Does it make you
Am
feel
I
something?
entertained? Like, is this 2-minute read going to make me smile, make me feel something, just make me happy that I read it? Make it happen.
It's getting rowdy in the chat.
And Richard drinks tea. What kind of tea you drinking, Richard?
I warned him that if he overdid it on the tea, that he'd be banned.
I mean, this is what happens when you make the whole thing revolve around the sauce.
It
as you call
revolves
it,
around
right?
sparkling conversation, flash fiction, and intelligence. Intelligence, damn it!
Love it. What are the rules, my friend?
Okay, here are the rules. Once the prompt is put out, I will start a timer, which those of you that watched my last live stream, I promise I will be able to work the timer this time. It's funny. I'll say that. And that's all we get. We can sit and talk about it. We can joke about it, but we're probably going to get about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to start a timer. I think it's going to be 8 minutes. 2 8-minute sessions to get your flash fiction out. And then you'll be forced to read it. Everybody here, if you out in the chat decide to participate with us, please feel free to send your piece of flash to Kentshawnauthor@gmail.com. I will pull it up and share it with the world and make fun of you. I mean, and
Educate the world.
Awesome writerliness.
And also make fun of you a little bit.
No, I'm gonna
Never.
make fun of everybody, especially the people I love. Anyway, thank you, Charlotte, for clearing that up. I never go full nude. I always wear socks, just in case anybody learned. Anyway, so for the first prompt, I'm going to put it out to the chat. Anybody have a suggestion for a prompt? And Candace does. What if we made flash fiction? That's how you say that. Flash fiction about flashing people. I don't want to write that. So I think we should do it.
I mean, the joke is right there. Yeah, you might as well.
So I think the first piece of flash is going to be on not flashing people. Let's just say flashing.
Just flashing in general.
Flashing. And that can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. And I can already tell what it means to Candace. But let's see. Flashing. All right.
I already have an idea.
Well, stop being so freaking smart, guy.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
Okay, I am starting a timer right now, and I'm going to attempt to share my screen. And those of you that know how that went last time, we'll see if it actually works. Let's see. Application window. Everybody wants to listen to me talk about turning on the timer. It's not even showing up. Why can't I do this?
You didn't practice, did you? You were supposed to practice.
You stopped, you talking mean person. Talking mean person that talks mean. Okay, wait. I can do this. I feel like everyone's judging me right now.
Never.
I believe in you, Kent.
That was your first mistake. All right, here we go. Application window. Timer. Where is it? It's not there. Damn it all. It's because I have like 67 windows open. You see what I'm doing right here? It's because I put my camera in the middle of this giant screen that's on my wall. And so I'm trying to look around the camera to see. Just in case anybody was wondering. Damn it. So this is technical difficulties. Talk amongst yourself. Bethany, say something smart. And Mark, say go.
I didn't hear what you said. Just Bethany something. She's something else. Speaking of flash fiction, I have a short story collection and flash fiction collection that I just sent off my beta readers today. So if you're in the chat who offered to be my victims, it's in your inbox. I'm sorry. There's some really good stuff in there, I think, and some really, really bad stuff. And that's why I'm sending it to you.
Wait a minute. What's bad?
Well,
Sorry. Bye, Charlotte.
What's happening right now?
She said some of her flash was bad. Tell me what the bad story.
oh, haha, hilarious. Yeah, no. It's actually short stories that I'm like dying over. Some of the flash fiction's fun though. It's a good time. Flash fiction's always good. Flashing is always good. I'm really struggling with this prompt. Like, I blush super easily, so I'm trying to come up with something like witty and fun.
You just said flashing is good, so like I think that's your story, right? Like just roll with that. I think you're off to a great start.
Oh man, I need another drink. It's fine. All right, I'm thinking. I'm like, do I pull from my own personal experiences or what?
Okay, can you see the timer?
Oh, it's been going. I should have been thinking harder. All right.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Okay, you got 5 minutes to come up with your idea. Don't fail. Hey, I succeeded at something, everybody.
It only took you 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course, now when I pull up the Word document, it's going to show my whole screen, so I'm going to have to drop it again.
You can make the timer full screen, I think.
I did that. So what I wanted to do, I shared my whole screen. What I wanted to do was just share the application, but it didn't pop up. So, oh well, I'm blushing. I didn't do it. I'm miserable. So 5 minutes from now, everybody, we're going to start the flash, and it'll be an 8-minute timer. So talk amongst yourselves. What are you going to do? How are you going to make this work? And is Kent going to chug another bottle of vodka? That is the question right now. Anybody got any ideas? Flashing, strobing is what that's the first thing that comes to my mind is light.
I mean, are we sharing our ideas or just the chat?
I don't know. Go ahead, share your ideas. I might steal it.
I'm thinking.
I'll probably steal it.
I don't know why. And I think this is just like maybe because I've been hanging out with my husband's grandma too much. But I'm always like going to old people. And so I'm like, that sounds like a nightmare. Let's go with that. Because I write some darker stuff, but it's like, how am I going to make it witty and funny? And recently, a lot of my stories have been featuring grandmas. So prepared to be horrified is all I can say.
I like grandmas. I like to think about them. I like to write about them.
I can't wait to be thoroughly creeped out by your story. As for mine, I'm going to go directly against your advice and make it a joke.
Oh, that's great. I think this is probably the perfect time and a great excuse. Do it.
I think I'm actually drawing a blank right now as to a good idea, to be honest.
Why is this? I don't know why this is happening. Normally I have all of these ideas. I don't know why I've had all these ideas for chickens recently, so maybe the next one can feature a chicken. Oh dear.
Is it a bomb? What's happening?
We're out of the first timer, not the new one. You're good. Keep going. You're good to go. Keep thinking. 2 minutes. Oh, nobody's got an idea but Adrian.
Yeah, I'm
Grandma. Thanks, Don. That's in my head now.
Yeah, I'm outlining right now. You guys got to get with it.
Oh my goodness. Oy.
I feel as if I'm going to lose this competition. Is this competition?
Me too. This is so hard. Coming up with something.
I really can't come up with anything. Sometimes my fingers come up with things. Oh, it's my buddy Holland, who we call him Dutch because his name's Holland.
Get it. That's
anyway,
cute.
He's a writer. He writes some pretty epic fantasy kind of / sci-fi stuff. Cool dude. He was also a beta reader for Blind Spot. Thank you. And he apparently thinks way faster than I do. But that's okay.
Hey.
And Candace is so sorry.
She doesn't seem sorry. That's suspicious.
Generally sorry for us, or oh crap, the timer ran out. Okay. So here we go. So I got to figure out how to do this without showing what I'm actually writing on the screen. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay, so it's going to be an 8-minute. Any like technical people out there can explain to me how to do this?
You can share just one tab. You don't have to share like the whole screen.
Yeah, it says that. It says application window, then it shows me all this stuff except for the window I want to share.
Nice.
Oh, wait.
Sounds like your computer's drunk.
Oh, wait.
Hey, that looks right.
Oh, I did it. I did something right. I'm the Harry.
You
Okay.
did it. We're excited.
All right, Richard's already writing, you bum. It's not supposed to start till the timer starts, Richard.
Reading.
How about that? Okay. I have no idea what I'm going to write, but I'm going to do it. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. I got it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Get set. I already went.
Oh, okay, let's go. Let's go.
I'm going to leave on the sound so I can hear the misery from people struggling. It may just be me. Okay.
Oh, Suey's so innocent. Flashing a smile. I love it. Oh, that's cute. Not going that route.
I'm kind of going for the obvious, I think.
Timer's done too fast.
Just drink some more. It slows down time, probably.
You just scared the crap out of me. It was so focused.
You didn't need crap in you.
You're welcome. It's a favor.
I'm an auditory colonic.
How are we going to do this? And okay, I'm only at 131 words. We good. And
Only at 63. Didn't have to be 500.
no, I'm totally planning it to be under 300, probably.
Ooh, things have taken a turn. Sweet.
I gotta say, flash fiction is not my strong suit. As I'm writing, I know that this sounds like garbage.
Hey, we'll let it slide because
Really to make fun of you. That's awesome. No, I'm just kidding.
this is yeah, this prompt is getting me good, so I'm sure you're fine. 1 minute. Okay, I can finish this.
This is the first half. You get another half, remember?
Oh, nice.
We talk about where we're going.
That's good because I have a long way to go.
Or you don't have to get 500 words. Don't worry about it.
You're always talking about how you carry your own weight, but you're not. I'm carrying your weight. You never have problem finding a position for your
Sound.
Wait.
Hey, man, is that your TV?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my kid's watching TV. Let me mute.
That is super loud.
It sounds loud because my microphone's picking it out, but I actually turned it way down for this very reason.
Okay. Halfway point, peoples.
I'm not happy about this.
Fine. Things are fine.
Sharing. Oh, look, see, I'm so technically proficient.
Love it.
So
It's going well.
All evidence to the contrary. Kent knows what he's doing.
What do you mean all evidence?
I don't know, man. I just say stuff. I don't even listen to me. Don't.
What did you get? I like listening to you. Okay, let's see. I got 155 words because I started down a wrong path and suddenly something occurred to me and I backed up. And I'm glad I did because it's way better.
I'm at 260 and I'm nearing the end, but for some reason, I need to figure out a rhyming pattern. So that's interesting.
Are you telling a limerick?
Nope.
She's so what's it called? Experienced at flash fiction that she needs to add additional challenges to herself, like making it rhyme.
No. You'll see. There's a little jiggity jig in there, you know.
I'm at 250, but that includes the outline, so it's probably more like 175.
You outlined. You're so extra. Love it.
I got it.
Extra. At some point tonight, Adrian, I gotta talk to you about your awesome like for a book that's not finished, there's already like 800 hours of promotional material about the characters and the story and stuff, and you're really good at it, man. You really are. I've never seen anything like that.
To be honest, it's mostly practice for when it will actually matter. You know, like right now, I mean, I have 100 subscribers. Thank you guys. That's amazing. So I guess I'm just testing these things out with them so that when I get to the point where the novel is done, I'll know what I'm doing when the marketing is, you know, most useful.
Okay, we got some folks participating, which is awesome to see. And good job, Clara. Damn, Richard, 269. Jeez. Good job, Jared. Glad any of you actually want to do this crazy thing. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna dive back in just a minute. So I started off. Let's talk real quick about what we're doing with that. No giveaways, so no spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. So I started off with I wanted to do a memory. So I wanted to do a memory, and then I had to backtrack. I went almost probably 100 words into the memory, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't about a memory anymore. and I wanted to do
Interesting.
like for me the flash thing. As much as I wanted to talk about getting naked, light just kept popping in my head, and I wanted to do something with light, and I wanted to juxtapose it with light. And it started with memory, and then it turned into something else. So I'm actually kind of excited to see how this turns out now. I think it comes out at about 300, 350. Bethany?
I started out with a person in a setting, and normally you would expect this person to be in a setting to be feeling one way, and she's not. She's feeling a different way, and we just get to like peek inside her mind and see what's going on. And it involves a elderly woman, a care home, and some rhyming. So
You were kidding about the grandma.
I was not kidding. I don't know what's going on, but I was just like, this is happening. So sorry.
Okay, Adrian, tell us about your weird, creepy serial flasher story that's ready.
Okay, so definitely, I don't know if it's going to be creepy, but here's where it's going. Obviously, the prompt flash brings up the idea of a person flashing, and I figured, what's the most interesting thing that can happen due to a flash? And I settled on saving a life. If you can flash to save a life, you're doing it right. So that's where I'm going with this. Somebody's going to flash somebody, and it's going to save a life.
If you can flash to save a life. So that reminds me of every romance story ever, which is like, like, I'm the uptight woman and I have a job and I've never had romance. And a guy goes, let me take the next 140 minutes to explain how everything can be solved by my penis. And which is like every, you know what I'm saying? She worked so hard, I flashed and saved her life. Suddenly sound like Matthew McConaughey.
You did it. That was really good.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really interesting, Adrian, because I kind of like trying to do things like that. I've written a bunch of short stories where I try to do things where I'm essentially trying to take something that's impossible and then try to figure out how to make the audience like it. I've done things like trying to make a mass shooter the hero of a story while he's mass shooting. And I don't know.
Well, I mean, that right there just brings to mind things like V for Vendetta, where the hero of the story is a terrorist, a known terrorist that blows up buildings and stuff like that. So that's the first thing that comes to mind when you say something like that. And that's just good storytelling, man.
Well, I don't really think that V for Vendetta was about terrorism at all. I mean, terrorism is a different thing than what the Guy Fawkes allegory is doing.
Sure, the character himself was more of a revolutionary. The character himself was more of a revolutionary, but when, at least for the movie, for example, when they went for the movie, it came, post 9/11 world. He's blowing up buildings to, change the world. It had the terrorism sewn into it, even though it wasn't necessarily intended to be that way from the beginning.
Okay. All right, guys. Anything else? You got 8 more minutes to make this story kick butt. And if you don't get done, you don't get done, but try to. So anybody else in the chat that's participating, we're going 8 minutes again, and then we're going to goof around for probably a while. So, and like I said, I'm going to post it up. My email address on screen. If after the 8 minutes is done and you're brave and you want to send it to me, I'll probably throw it up on the screen and we'll read it, and I'll probably read it in a weird voice. So, your old one's name is Richard. Okay.
I was talking with Richard, and yeah, it's just great. Richard, just he's one of the easiest people to he'll cut deep, and he'll be like, this is what you're most insecure about in your story. I'm gonna talk about it, but then you can make fun of Richard, and he's like, yeah, I deserve that. So it's a great friendship we have.
Kentshawnauthor@gmail.com. And perfectly happy to receive any of your stuff. Or if you just want to send it and ask what I think and you don't want it shown, just put that in the somewhere in the body.
Yeah, like all capitals. Do not read this.
I might very well put it up and read it in a weird voice. Okay. Now it's gonna be me wrestling with the timer again. Okay, we're going 8 more minutes. I'm actually kind of excited to see if I finish because I have all these ideas now that definitely will not fit in this thing. So we'll find out.
Mine is going to sound like it was written by a 5-year-old. I really need editing time. This is too much pressure.
No,
too
I'm
fast.
feeling you, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all gonna be just wonky.
Gosh,
We love that.
look at how good I got at this, and look at how my face is covering his face. So I'm gonna take that off. Okay, now we get to stare at you while you type. Isn't that great? Might not be great.
I love it.
Okay, are we ready? 8 more minutes. On your mark, get set. I already hit it. Just kidding. Ooh, heavy sigh. It's never a good sign.
No. I do this where I get to the end. I'm like, well, how do I end it? Because I have this wonderful build, and now what? So we'll see.
Wish I'd done 10 minutes.
Mm.
There's no rules. We'll see, though. I think we're going to just go for it on this one.
Shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It's going to come out short, but I like it. What was I thinking?
I'm asking myself the same question right now. This is terrible.
I was going to say, is this a common question you ask yourself? Because I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. All of my beta questions like kind of end with, hey, I'm super sorry. Now, what do you think? It's fine.
I'm not going to try to like fix things, though. I'm just going to.
No, same.
That sound means the cake is done.
Nice, nice.
Our cakes. So Beth and Books by Adrian, if you would please email me your.
Oh, that email. Oh, you're gonna read them. Ooh, I am.
Are you gonna read? Oh no!
Terrified.
Oh no!
Okay.
I am not okay with this.
I'm just doing like a quick skim to make sure that I have no unfortunate typos.
I'm not scanning mine. No scan. There's going to be errors. There has to be.
Are you going to be able to read through them? Hopefully. Yeah, I'm not even going to apologize. I think it's delightful. When you get to you'll know what parts you have to sing. So I expect it.
I'll know what part I have to what?
Sing.
Sing?
What?
You read it.
I don't.
I'll put the screen and you read it.
No. You said.
You can narrate your own.
No. It's good. It's good.
Hello, Kaysen. Hello, Haley.
Haley. Haley is one of the like sweetest people in the world. She is seriously so nice and so positive. Ugh, we love her.
I hate her already. No, I'm just kidding.
She is seriously so kind. And yes, Richard, Betla lives forever.
Okay, I'm gonna go first while you guys are emailing me. So I'm gonna put my thingy up on the screen. I probably should
I
rephrase
was going to
that.
say, remind me, that's Kentshawnauthor@gmail.com, right?
Yes, Kentshawnauthor@gmail.com. Pretty sure that's in a commercial somewhere. Wow, I just lost like 5 years. I must have done something horrible. Okay, but we don't care. This is fun. All right, here we go. Let me figure out how to put this up on the screen. Just put it up on the screen or just read it? I should put it up on the screen. Don't you think?
Go for it.
What do you think? You guys tell me.
Yeah, put it up on the screen.
Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. This will probably take 45 minutes. So welcome on yourselves. Okay, you tell me if it popped up on the screen. Bing!
Nice.
Hey, I'm getting good at this stuff here, right here. Okay, here we go. Okay, wait, I need to take this thing off of your face. Nice to meet you, Haley. I don't think I've met Haley before. Thanks for coming by. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read to you. Are you ready? I feel like I need to take another drink before I do it. Okay, here we go. Document number 7. Here we go. Why am I nervous? I'm really nervous. Okay. Flash, and it's over. Panic and bile and the predatory screech that reaches deep down inside and yanks your guts up into your throat. Even if you hear it in the comfort of your own home, you stop, frozen like a mice in the shadow of a hawk, waiting for the strenuous kiss of bumpers and fenders and the evil music of breaking glass. My foot is on the brake and my hands strangle the wheel, but my mind is on the girl who sits by the window at the diner. She has golden hair. I know, golden. She's just a blonde and I'm being dramatic because my Acura is sliding towards a semi at 90, leaving a smoking streak of radials and wasted life behind me. The girl in the diner. She sits by the window, and every time the door opens, there's a flash as the sunlight heliographs off the glass. Her hair becomes translucent, a flash of gold. Yeah, I know, some really sappy stuff, but here's the magical part. The light stays. She sits in the shine like she's wearing a golden halo. The semi is a Peterbilt. Its shining grille is a grinning chromium Cheshire cat grimace. I can almost see a thought bubble saying, "You have really messed up now, Alice." The trailer is sideways, now a crooked cat's tail. My eyes are pinned open. I can't look away. I walk by her every day and she smiles at me. I want to stop, but it ain't that easy, is it? I open the diner door and go out into the hard light, knowing that my passage shimmers around her. Tomorrow I'll say, it's supposed to be hello. Tomorrow I'll say hello. Tomorrow is soon enough.
Ooh, that imagery, my goodness.
Big thank.
Big fan.
Yeah, see, it's because of writers like you that make me feel like I'm in the wrong business because that reads to me like something that would be on my 5th draft, whereas my first draft is nothing like that.
No, Adrian, you're fine. I read a quote about like, oh my goodness, I'll never be a good writer. There's no new stories, but like there's also no new DNA and there's new people all the time. So like we need your voice, we need your stories. So do not get discouraged. But
Beautiful.
Dang, Kent, that imagery and that voice. I remember you hating first person. So explain that.
I have this one friend who like encouraged me to do stuff that I don't like doing. So I got better at it. Thank you, Becky. I've probably written gosh, I want to say now it's something like 200,000 words in first person. And it's all because Bethany, like experiments and shorts. Okay.
I am also averse to first person narrative. I have a lot of trouble with it. So writing and reading, like even reading somebody's first person narrative, like just throws me off. It's weird.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, that thing I just read you, I didn't realize I was writing in the first person. Like I didn't go, I'm gonna write the first person.
I just was like, this story needs to be told this way with this voice and this narration.
All right, Bethany, you're gonna be up next.
Thanks.
And would you like to read your own thing?
You can do it. It'll be great.
But I want to hear you sing.
Well, I don't sing. You're the author, dude.
Now I really want to hear you.
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't sing? You wrote a thing with singing in it. You have to sing. You have to be singing in your head.
It's more like a little jig, like da 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 da. You know.
Well, now you're definitely doing it.
I don't think
Be
so.
brave. Be brave.
Bethany, you have to read it yourself so that I can read mine myself, and then that way I can correct the mistakes as I go. Versus if Kent reads them, then the whole world will know.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I had mistakes too. It's not the end of the freaking world to have.
You had one. Oh, that was meant to be a hello. It's fine though. It's fine. You've seen my Twilight fan fiction. I just read my typos out loud. It's fine.
That Twilight fan fiction was just bananas.
I feel you with that.
So glad this is all recorded for posterity.
Okay.
Okay.
She wasn't sure what she was going to do for the talent show. She was one of the younger ones stuck in the home, and she used that to her advantage. She also knew how computers worked, and she loved Amazon. Still, the problem remained. What would she do for the talent show that would beat out what she did last year? The 78-year-old's high-kicking routine was a smash hit, mostly because the tension and anxiety produced from the nurses and caregivers was more hilarious than any other act. She sat in her small room, remains of glitter and paper on the floor from her failed costume attempt. The annual care home talent show was just around the corner, and she was not going to lose to that floozy Agatha. Her boobs had been a first-generation job, and one sagged more with each step, and one sagged more with each step that blue-haired woman took. She would ask Agatha in passing, "How's it hanging? A little to the left, I see." She stood in the wings of the small stage the evening of the talent show, wrapped in her bathrobe, demanding her costume be kept secret. When her music started, she strutted out to the stage. The sound was recorded on one of those iPhone contraptions, and her voice boomed through the auditorium. If I were not in Redland Hills, I'm not sure where I'd be. Maybe I'd be on a cruise or on a beach taking a snooze. She danced like a fool in the bathrobe still tight around her, and the music continued. If I were not in Redland Hills, I wonder where I'd be. Maybe I'd be a doctor. No, that would be a bore. She did a fancy twirl and threw in a high kick for good measure. Why do all those stretches if not show off the benefits? The music continued. She braced herself for the cold. If I were not in Redland Hills, I wonder what I'd be. I'd probably be a lighthouse, shining bright for all to see. She threw her robe, revealing a body in a too tight swimsuit and an unholy amount of body glitter. The voice from the speakers continued, "Flash, flash, turn around and flash." With each sing-song note of flash, she struck a pose, the cold biting at her legs. And the crowd went wild. Well, as wild as a group of 80 and 90-year-olds could get. But all things considered, when the votes were tallied, she got the grand prize trophy made of gold spray painted toilet paper rolls. She considered the pain of the cold worth it, and she set it on her nightstand with the others, hoping the body glitter would last forever. And you should have seen the look on that floozy Agatha's face. Ta-da!
That floozy Agatha.
That was interesting that you want to write about grandmas now. What?
I don't want to, Kent. It just
Have to.
happened.
So tell me, like, when you first started, like, going after that, strip teasing grandmas was just the first thing that came on.
I don't want to be this way. I don't want this to be my life. But, yeah, you know, the elderly should be respected and cherished. And I don't know if our society does a great job of that, but they say some hilarious stuff and they have dirty minds. You just got to listen. My goodness. And, yeah, that's kind of where it went.
Yeah, I you know, what's funny about, like, the previous generations is they had less freaking rules than we do. People think of them as being uptight. No, we're uptight. They were way more kind of free with themselves. they did a lot more things kind of behind closed doors that people do in front of the doors now. But if you want to really talk about like this, our current generation has so many freaking rules that I don't even know where to start. I'm scared of opening my mouth like 99.9% of the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Candace liked it. She said she did good.
Oh yeah. I wanted to like spend more time on like getting like a song maybe in order. Honestly, Kent, I'm going to send you a full song about Redland Hills and flashing, and you and your author dudes, you got to perform it, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of author dudes, Tommy did all his parts for our next song like 7 months ago.
Dang, Tommy Doolin.
Busy weirdo. So I totally let him down. But me and Tommy have another song ready to go. Tommy, whenever you see this, I'm so sorry, man. I owe him. I had some equipment problems too, and I got new equipment, so I'm ready to go. But we have a new song already written, and his parts are all done. I just got to do mine. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, me and Tommy Doolin kind of have a little parody band. And we're writer guys that also play musical instruments. So he's way better musician than I am.
Is the new song also based off of an existing song like the last one?
They're all going to be parodies for now. I actually wrote 3 songs that are in the vein of that band about writing and kind of goofing around. And I'm hoping to do one of them before I leave for Korea, but I really owe Tommy to finish this last song, and he wanted to do a parody of My Chemical Romance's Black Parade, which is actually—
I love that song. That was like teenage Bethany's, like, you know.
It's not an easy song to play and sing, so it's a challenge, and we're gonna try to do that one too. And I owe Tommy because he came up with the idea and he really jumped on after we did the first Author Dude song. He really wanted to do it again, but I feel like all this is stalling when really what we need to do. Put Adrian on the spot and have him read a story. Adrian, if you're not ready yet, we can give you a second.
No, I'm good. The kid is just telling me he's hungry, but he just had dinner, so I'm not buying it.
They expect to be fed, watered. They want shelter, clothing. Wine much?
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of wine.
Okay, I'm saving. I'm not really saving anything. I'm gonna have another drink here. But I want to toast you guys before I do. I've been having drinks the whole time, not gonna lie. But I'm gonna toast you guys before I do. But really, I can't wait to get to the story. And it's time. It's time right now. It's time for Adrian's story to see the light of day. Flash fiction. Don't drink in live. Here we go.
Yeah, this okay. So
read your story.
The warning is that this is all based in alcohol and no editing. So let's
Everybody
here we go. On a cool day in autumn, Jackie decided to go for a walk down a long country road. She had a lot on her mind. See, her boyfriend Richard had just left her for her co-worker Deirdre, and rumor has it was all because he saw her skinny dipping. Really? Jackie was known to be the modest type. No, that's not the word her friends use. Prude. A compliment wrapped in an insult, those assholes. Making her beau wait for her to be ready had been too much to ask of him. What a dick. But Deirdre, of all people, all of this was on her mind when Jackie heard whimpering, whining. Was she annoying herself? No. A dog was laying in the middle of the road. He looked hurt. She looked up and down the road. Not a single other soul was around. So she moved closer. He was a German shepherd, reminded her of her old dog Toomer. Jackie knelt down to pet him. What's wrong, boy? You okay? The dog lashed out, trying to bite her. That's when she heard the roar of the engine. Down at the end of the road, she spotted a muscle car racing down the road towards her and the injured dog. If this poor pooch doesn't get out of the road, he'll be roadkill. Jackie waves her arms in big arches. She jumps up and down. She shouts at the top of her lungs. The car showed no signs of slowing. It was seconds away. Jackie dropped to the asphalt and tried to push the dog across the road towards the shoulder. She put her hands on his belly and pushed. The dog yelped and bit her on the arm. She screamed and jumped back, falling on her back, blood running down her arm, dripping off her elbow. The car was just a moment away now. She stood and looked through the windshield. The driver had been rummaging around on his floor for something. Finally, his head peeked up, illuminated by the glow of a cell phone. "Hey!" Jackie's voice screeched. The driver dropped his phone, and his eyes darted up to Jackie. Still no reaction from the vehicle. Jackie stood between the dog and the car. She lifted her shirt, flashing the driver. His hands left the steering wheel. His jaw dropped in disbelief. Thank goodness for a pebble in the road. Without his hands on the wheel to stop it, the car swerved to the right, went off the road into the dirt, and immediately began to roll over in a spectacular wreck. The dog let out a fart, immediately jumped up. He was right as rain and ran off, happy as a clam. Jackie lowered her shirt and turned to the wreck. The man driving was crawling out of his window. His first words to her, "You single?"
Oh my gosh, Adrian, I love it.
That was great. So she was willing to kill the guy to save the
Dog.
dog.
That
Yes.
was awesome.
Awesome. Wow, this is going like way better than I expected.
Right?
Everybody's stories were pretty good. Wow. I was wondering how you're gonna pull that off. I'm like, where's he going with this?
Where is this going? Yep.
Read ahead because I could see, but like my eyes were going trying to like look down. I'm like, damn, don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
That was awesome. Big fan.
I'm glad you liked it. Thank you very much.
So it's interesting. We came up with three very, very, very different ways of communicating what we were talking about. Adrian went straight, this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Bethany centered hers around the limerick. Is that what you call it? A limerick?
I don't know. A thing. I'm not musically inclined.
And then I don't know what I did. You guys tell me what I did. I told you what you did. You tell me what I did.
Yours was so imagery heavy.
Yeah, yours was more like what I would expect out of prose, and you know the
which is
the
so
visual
not your normal writing style, which is crazy. But you kind of let the like prose tell the story, set the tone, than any like action. And normally you're quite the opposite. You're like, this happens, and you have like this build and like conflict. And this one was just, this is happening. Here's how I'm experiencing it, which I was impressed. I hadn't seen something like that before.
It's the stuff I keep and don't show anybody. But I actually wrote a whole novel that's kind of written that way. That was called Parallels. But it's my worst novel because I didn't have the this happened and this happened straight. The story wound too far, and it ended up like 250,000 words. But the concept was good, and some of the better writing I've ever done, which sucks because it's the third book I ever wrote. But I don't know how to fix it yet. But I've been trying to get better at my line by line writing, but it's actually my weakness. It's not my strength. I see another Adrian in the picture. Second Adrian, smaller
Adrian 2.0.
So let me see if I got any other emails. Nope. Nobody else. Like, I'm not sure.
Everyone's like, I do not want Kent reading this.
Not true. Actually, I have 2 emails, but both of them have the heading on it where they said not showing anybody. Okay. I swear I won't show Jared and Clara. Promise. Anyway, so I guess my next question is it hard for you to come up with do you even call that a story, what we just wrote? Is Flash a story, or is it just like a snapshot? It's almost like in media res, you just come in and like see a piece of a story. It's like you just walked into a room where stuff was already going on. You only see it for a second. You go, shit, I wasn't supposed to be here. And you turn around and walk out.
Well, so far what I'm enjoying out of Flash fiction writing, and Bethany, you can weigh in on this, is that it's what I like on a macro level in my novels, where, you know, if you write a great novel with a main character, and that main character has a history before the story that you are reading, and you discover that history as you're reading the current plot, it shows you that there is a before and there is a after the story. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I dig about flash fiction, is this idea of like, there's stuff that happened before and there will be stuff that happens after, and we're just getting this like limited little glimpse at this world or this person or this story or what have you.
Mhm.
There was exactly nothing happening after my story.
I mean, maybe saying hello. Oh, wait, it's too late. That was so dark. And the comparison with Alice in Wonderland, are you kidding me? Ugh.
I dig it.
Dang. No, I think flash fiction is like so I think like sometimes a scene in a big story can be flash fiction, but not all scenes can be.
Hey, what do you mean?
Like, there are some scenes in a book that are really impactful because you have all of this previous information and therefore it has deeper meaning. And then there are some scenes where you get kind of like a bomb dropped on the reader and the whole dynamic changes. I also think flash fiction is a way to connect with readers on a more intimate level. Like, you'll see flash fiction is either like really funny or really serious, because people can connect with both of those. I don't know.
I'm thinking really hard. That's what that face is. So like, damn, I gotta metabolize that for a minute. I don't know if I agree with that, disagree with that. I'm actually not sure. So
Think about it.
Well, I mean, the flash fiction that I did for the previous audiobook anthology is literally a scene out of my existing novel, my work in progress, except that scene in the novel you see from a different character's point of view. And that character goes into a different room for a time during that scene and then comes back and rejoins it. And so I decided to show a different character's point of view of that scene, of everything going on that my main character missed when he was gone, you know? And so it's a scene out of my novel, but it's not a scene that actually exists in my novel. It happens off screen, you know what I mean? And therefore it's kind of contained.
I think.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Please go ahead, Bethany.
Oh, I just think the main thing is with flash fiction, in order for it to be like a weird anecdote into actual flash fiction, is you need to have the elements of story, like a beginning, a middle, an end, usually a conflict, something that's happening, not just a flashback or a memory. Because I think a lot of flash fiction I've read is someone talking about something that happened and it's like, I can't connect with this at all. Nothing's happening. Like, it's a beautiful piece, but like nothing happened. And that can be, I think, one of the distinctions.
So I spent a lot of time of my life, like the last decade, trying to understand like why some stories are good and some aren't. And that's not so easy. And I didn't really spend much time on that line by line stuff. I saw you yawn, Bethany. How dare you?
No, never.
So essentially, I'm a structure nerd, meaning, and it doesn't mean formula nerd, and I don't want people to confuse those two things. So, formula is the you don't want some formula. There's obligatory scenes and conventions in any content genre. Love stories have things in them that make them love stories. Good luck trying to write a love story without the first kiss scene, without the proof of love scene. Go ahead, try. The reason you can't is because people know what love is, and without those pieces of that puzzle, they can't see the picture. So go ahead, try. They can call it formula if you want, but nobody calls it formula. I always use the chair analogy. No one calls it a formula when a chair has legs and a back so that you can, and a place for you to sit.
Mm-hmm.
Same with stories.
It's just a chair.
There's certain things that you need in order to have written a story, and if you don't have them, didn't write one.
A chair is a chair and a stool is a stool. Right?
There are infinite variations on chairs and stools that become more than just the construction of a chair or stool. It becomes art, and that's where hopefully the writer comes in and drinks a lot. Ryder, thanks.
Someone say drinks a lot. Bottoms up, my friend.
Thanks.
Someone say drinks a lot. Bottoms up, my friend.
So, it's never too late, and it's never too short. Candace, please share. It's never too late. It's never too short. It's probably something dirty in that. I just don't know what it is. But, so when I, and this is the reason I brought up all that structure shit, Adrian, is because I don't like messing around in my world behind the scenes. For some reason, it feels really bad to me. Like, because I built that world and I want the things up front, the things that happen to really matter. Hey, here's one of my comrades in arms, fellow soldiers and a true American hero. Just stopped by to say hi.
What's up, David?
Right on, David.
Thank you for your service. It's greatly appreciated.
Another badass and a heap of badasses I've been lucky to hang around with over the years. Awesome. Great to see you.
Gotta love a good badass.
Hey, there's lots of them. Another one stopped in earlier. Case and going up, true freaking American hero. I had the privilege to be these guys' bosses and go to war with them. So I really appreciate them stopping by. They come and support my little writing thing. I love that. These guys are amazing. And every day they go out there and work their freaking butts off so we can all hang out here and do cool. Well, actually I do too, but cool. And so we can all do what we do here. And I really appreciate it every single one. And even if you don't like the stuff the government does, it's not their fault. They don't pick where they go. Be nice to them. For God's sakes, nobody wants peace more than soldiers.
Oh, it's so true.
When Kent turns on the soldier, when he turns it up a little bit, you can always tell the difference.
What do you mean?
Kent and soldier, yourself, like just in that moment when you were talking about the American hero, I was like, yeah, let's go. You know, like there's just an energy that comes out of a soldier when he's talking about being a soldier and talking about other soldiers. You know what I mean? Like it flavors your voice coming out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Not really, but thank you.
I see it. Cheers. Thank you for your service.
Okay.
It is not unnoticed.
Okay, now it's time to tip this other. Where is it? I have things all over my desk. Here it is. So this is for all my comrades in arms. I love every one of you. And here's to when we're all back home and hopefully staying there for a while.
To peace.
Through superior firepower. Anyway, back to writing. Sue's going to send me her stuff so I can read it. Thanks, Sue. By no means has she agreed to do that.
Sue is so sweet. She sent me one of her pieces of flash fiction, and it involves grave diggers, and it was delightful, and I was very impressed. So, Sue, you got some talent. It's okay to share it.
Man, it's been a weird stream. We have had so many people come in and out. I've just been like messing around with this little note card, putting check marks on people that popped in and out, or people that texted me, said, hi, stopped in, said, hey, come back and watch it later. And I have 37 hash marks, and there's 8 people watching right now. So that's how many people have come and left just to say hi. So that's really nice. That means they were busy and they took a minute to stop in and say hello. Not that you guys are out there. I want to just take a second while I'm a little sloshy. And thank you. I don't know who some of you are. Some of these people come by and watch my stuff, which I know is not that great. And they come by and watch it every week. Every time I put a video, 100 people come out and look at this stuff. Some of you are looking at it. I can see on the analytics are watching it like 4 and 5 times. Okay. Yeah, it's really worth like doing things. And I don't know. I don't even want to mess with it. I don't want to ask you why. I'm just going to keep doing it. And thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
You know, I always appreciate that too, Kent. When I'm doing a live stream Sunday, which is when I usually do my live streams, and you know, we have a few people in the chat or whatever, but there's always 1 or 2 people who jump in and say, hey, busy, can't watch it now, I'll watch it later. Just wanted to drop by, leave a like, say hi, and they're gone. And I'm like, that is just as much as support as the people who have the time to come in and watch the whole thing live. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can just pop in, drop a like, drop a comment, dip out and watch it later. Hey, Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Anyway, so that's there's a lot of 50 vodka bottles on my desk. It's kind of making me feel weird. So we'll switch to whiskey and slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, my husband came in and he's like, I think you need this. And I was like, you're not wrong. So
I wish I had some whiskey. I'd join you guys. All I have is the red wine. But you know what? That's okay. Red wine is good. I still have to go to work later tonight. So this will be
fair.
Do you really?
Yeah, I work overnight from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
No bueno.
Yeah. And then I sleep during the day, but I also have 2 kids who make lots of noise. So when I say I sleep during the day, it's all relative.
Yeah, I did that for almost 4 years, man. I did those night shifts, and yeah, there's no sleeping here in the day. I don't care what anybody says. 5
years strong now. This is my 5th year doing this.
Well, so you need to hurry up and come out with like the amazing book that you've been working on, and you're already like.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. I got to get this book out. I got to make it a successful venture so that I can literally walk in, put in my 2 weeks notice, and get the heck out of here. Because I've had enough, man. I've really had enough of this.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have kids, but I was thinking about getting a dog, and I thought that might be too much responsibility.
I mean, hey.
And then Kent's like, I got 2 of them and 2 kids.
I love dogs, but anybody who's out there going, hey, I have a dog, it's just like having a kid. No, it's not. It's not. You can leave a dog alone at home all day. He'll pee on the pee pad or whatever it is. He has a bowl. He's good. He's happy. He's got his toys. You can't leave your kid, your 3-4-year-old kid, alone at home all day. Are you insane? It's not the same thing.
I love being an auntie. I get to hype my nephews up on sugar and send it back to my sister and be like, you're welcome.
You're part of the problem. You are part of the problem, Bethany.
It's so great.
You're never visiting.
Yeah, you're not
Andy and I are going to have so much fun making cookies, and I'll say bye.
Okay, so Angie talked to me earlier today. So I've been worried about my kids like spending too much time staring at phones like this.
Yeah.
Eyes going.
I'm dreading that coming up. My kid is still only 5. My oldest is 5.5.
They're literally super addictive devices that adults can't handle. And, like, I don't know how a kid's going to handle it. So I went to their school, and they were telling me a couple of years ago, we're the only kids without phones. I'm like, no, you're not. And I went to their school, and I was like, they're the only kids without phones. So I finally got them phones. And then we make rules where, like, there's time per day that you get, and you have to earn it, and do your shorts, all that good stuff. But we were looking for stuff to do that's on a screen. So I went out today and bought like $200 of Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So we're going to play together. So I've just committed myself to a multi-hour game where I have to play multiple times a week with my kids. It requires preparation, and I have to learn rules and roll dice and do all this stuff because
teaches them storytelling.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's creative. They're thinking. They have to be organized. Should be good. But anyway, and it's more time with them, which is really the goal ever when in a busy life. But anyway, as I was coming home, I told Angie, I got to get home. We're going to do a live stream. And Angelina, for those of you out here that have met my darling daughter, Angelina, a.k.a.
Psychotic Cinderella for the other folks.
She is a very sensitive young lady and very, very, very smart and awkwardly smart. And it's really difficult to be her father. But she was like, I want to come say hi on your live stream. There will be drinking. I don't know if that's appropriate. So I just kept looking at the door going, is Angie gonna show up? Or is she taking a moral stand against her reprobate father refusing to show up?
Man, that's what terrifies me about kids. Is like, what if my future children are smarter than I am? I can't handle that. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think it's almost guaranteed. I mean, it's this thing where like I think about this a lot, where each generation kind of raises the bar a little bit, and then the next generation starts at that bar. You know what I mean? Like Kent's talking about these cell phones and how grown adults can't handle them and the addiction that comes with them. How are kids going to handle them? I feel the same way, but at the same time, I also think about the fact that, well, they're growing up in a time where that's what they know. That's normal for them. That's the baseline. By the time they're adults, what's going to be out there that's, incredibly, advanced, and it's just they're going to keep raising the bar.
My brothers are 9 years younger than me, and they just got their learner's permit for driving. And I understand it now. Like, as a parent, you're just trying to get your children to 18 alive, because I've had more near-death experiences with them in the car than any other time in my life. And I do a lot of things outdoors that are dangerous, like not like Kent level, but like how come I've nearly died in a car when I've nearly drowned instead? Like, it's just like, and my mom's like, oh yeah, just get them to 18 and I'm golden. I don't know. I feel like it's a longer commitment than that, but
I don't know about that. As a parent, I'm dreading them turning 18. When their life is in their own hands, I mean, obviously, I'm going to do everything I can to prepare them for such a time. But I'm also going to just be riddled with anxiety once it's out of my control. I can no longer keep them safe. They're out there on their own. Are you kidding me? No, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's true. Just have a twin like I do, and they'll just paddle on you for everything.
I always forget that you're a twin. That it blows me away every time you say it.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's 6 inches shorter. She's a very fraternal twin.
You're not identical twins.
No. My brothers
so there's
are
not another Bethany out there.
No, it's just
me. Hey man, there's no substitutions. There's no copies.
There's only one Bethany Votaw.
My brothers, they're adopted, so we're not entirely sure. They're adopted from a third world country, so we're really not sure if they are identical or not. But they're twins. And they look like carbon copies of each other until they walk. And then you can tell who is who just by their walk. They're so different.
It's really weird that you're watching them walk that carefully.
Yeah. What do you
don't have to. They just do. Oh, but when they came home, we painted one of their toes blue with nail polish because we couldn't tell them apart.
I hear about that all the time. Parents painting their nails with
yeah, because we're like, well, they look the same. So what are we going to do?
So one thing that you talked about before we shift back to story stuff.
Oh, yeah, writing and stuff.
That's what we do here?
Apparently, Candace forgot that she was a twin, because that's something people do. And anyway, you were saying, hey, each generation handles stuff better, but here's what I'm worried about, Adrian, is a lot of people worked really hard to give people a better life in this day and age. And here's an adage that keeps popping in my mind. I'm probably going to mess it up, but it is, I'm going to use the word men, but it's men and women. Hard men.
Paraphrase.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays people get really up in arms, and I'm like, that's not what I freaking meant, and stop. But anyway, hard men make easy times. Easy times make soft men. Soft men make hard times. So
I've heard that.
My concern is that we don't put enough premium on hardiness and strength nowadays to be ready for hard times. So things are good right now, if they go bad in no time flat. Luckily, there's a little gang of folks like me and those young men that popped on right now. We spend a lot of our time staying ready, and it'd be really cool if we had better leaders that would put us in good places. But
it's all going to come to a head when the zombie apocalypse hits, man.
We're ready. Oh, that's the nicest thing my wife ever said to me. People were talking about having a zombie plan, and she's like, I have a zombie plan. My husband.
I was just going to say, Kent.
I get everything. I get guns. I know how to survive in the wilderness. I can skin animals. And
I'm telling you, I don't own a gun myself, but 2020, if there's one thing that 2020 did, it's put the thought in me of maybe it's time to get a gun. You know what I'm saying? It's just obviously there's the whole terrifying, thought of what if your kids grab it or something, but at the same time, it's madness out there, just taking your kids for a walk is an adventure these days. It's just,
well, I got some madness for you guys. Somebody out there was brave enough to send in their flash and have it read online. It's Suey.
Woo! We love Suey.
So that's what I've kind of been stalling and waiting on, because I had an idea that she was going to get engaged. It's horrible. She's got the grammar. And
I've read her stuff. You can read beyond any issues. It is. She's a sweetie. Go Suey. And she's
I'm
been
not
like,
familiar with Suey. I can't wait to hear this.
she's been kind of under the weather lately, and so the fact that she was able to create a story despite not feeling the best, I'm impressed, honestly.
So
Suey, let's do it.
if you'll notice, everybody made a bunch of excuses before their story popped up on the screen. So
Yeah,
you're
It's
really
true.
fine. None of us
that's true.
really edited our stuff, and it's
No.
okay. My nose looks really big when I do this.
It's that microphone though. It's like picking up like those deep tones. It's very like audiobook-ish.
Welcome to KENT. That's right, KENT.
Hey, everybody, that's my beautiful wife back
All
there.
night.
Everybody say hi to Merlin. Hi, Merlin.
Hi.
Yes, her name is Merlin, like the wizard from. Babe, say hi. Wave. Just say hi. There she is.
Like rogue arm.
Casey Gwyneth was back in the house, true American hero, to hear Suey's story. Suey's flash fiction story, which she probably had like 40 minutes to work on.
yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to bring it up in Suey. I'm going to read it for you. If I mess it up, I apologize. And if you'd like me to read it like this, just send me a message. I need to stop doing that because it's weird. Did it work?
Yep.
It worked. Okay, I gotta uncover. I keep covering his face up with comments when we do this. I feel bad. It's like, don't pay no attention to Adrian. You don't need to see his face. All right, here we go. Whoa.
What'd you do there?
I don't know what I did. It's one of them technology things, and I'm just gonna fix it right here, right now. Just gonna fix it. I don't even know.
I've never seen that happen.
Okay, redoing. This is a redo,
Try again.
like my
Take
entire
two.
life probably should be. Hey!
Hey, got it.
No, that's it.
Success.
Wrong one. Wrong one. I will master technology, I swear. Not in this stream, but
Have your children teach you.
I'm telling you right now, they figure it out in 3 seconds. Why is it all shrunk down? I definitely blame Adrian. Okay, I'm just going to do that. Did that fix it?
Yeah.
Most people do. It is all my fault. Okay, yeah, that's good.
And
That's
to your
good.
face now, Adrian. You have a lovely face. You have a lovely beard. You have lovely hair. Just letting you know. Is lovely the right thing to say to another dude? No, it's okay, man.
I'm not
You
opposed
look
to it.
like shit. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read this. I'm going to do my best job. I'm not going to mess her thing up. So I'm going to do this first because that makes me better at reading.
That'll help, I'm sure.
Oh, that was the whole finger. Okay. I like flannel. Anyway. As they creeped into the abandoned asylum, Mike and Jesse could not believe how cool it was. Everything was covered in a thick layer of dust. There were cobwebs, and almost every corner in the floorboards creaked underfoot. There were still sheets on the bed, like someone had been sleeping there recently. Cool. Jesse ran ahead and hid behind the corner. There are so many places to hide. This is perfect for our hide-and-seek competition. This was no place for kids. Rah! Ah! You scared me. I got you. Hey, look, an office. Shine your flashlight over here. I can't see. Ooh, cool. I wonder what was in there. With a squeak, Jesse turned the handle, and it opened. There was a room full of furniture. Wow, hey, look, old stuff. My grandpa had one of those fans. Hey, look, check out this ancient computer. Does it work? Nah, we need power. Duh. Oh, yeah, bummer. Hey, check this out. There's some files in here. Mike slides open a drawer. I wonder who some of these folks were. Yeah, I wonder if any of them are still here. Ooh. Stop that. You know I'm afraid of ghosts. So why would you come to a haunted asylum then? Haunted? You never Told me it was haunted, quivered Mike. Well, that's what my grandpa says. Hey, is it your grandpa named Fred? Yeah. This looks like him, but younger. Right? Huh? Is this a patient file? Jesse slams the drawer shut. On the front in gigantic letters, it says employee cards. Whoa, so he worked here? Yeah, looks like he did. So maybe it's haunted. Maybe? The floorboards in the hall started to creak and groan as if under the weight of a full-grown man. Mike and Jesse looked at each other and dove down to the floor behind the desk. Jesse stuffed the file into his jacket. A cloud of dust rose into the air from the sudden drop. Oof! The squeal of the rusty old rollers was unmistakable. The gurney rolled slowly towards the office door, the footsteps following behind, getting closer, closer. As it gets nearer, the old computer suddenly comes to life. Flash! Blue screen.
Suey. Oh my goodness. That tension. But also like that fun, boyish Goonies type thing. Big fan.
That's awesome.
I don't know why I'm still doing this.
Like, what happens? What happens?
I want to know what happens after that blue screen.
Yeah, big fan.
So, do you know what that got me thinking? There's the blue screen of death on a computer. Like, everybody talks about that. And you're like, there's no way anything is ever working on this computer again. I'm screwed. And it's like I'm thinking they died. Like, blue screen, like something got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Suey, I'm impressed.
Suey with the winning story this stream. Man.
Okay, I think we should
For a loop.
on who won the drinking story contest. Go ahead, vote for me. Go.
That was-
Kidding. No votes, no contest. Thinking we might do it again. I don't know. Do you guys have the energy to do it again, or should we just sit here and get sloshed? Like, I don't know what we should do.
Well, I definitely have like a few more minutes left, but at a certain point, I'm going to have to bail out on you folks. As I said, I do have to work later today, so.
Completely understandable. And we've already been going for, oh, wow, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, maybe we'll just chat for a bit and then wrap this up. That was amazing. I think what I'm going to do, if you guys don't mind, is, and if you'd like to edit it a little bit, I totally understand, is maybe throw those up on my website and let people take a look at them if they want. And feel free to edit it, but don't fix it. Just edit it. And we'll throw them up there and see if it gets any views. Some really weird stuff has gotten some crazy views on my website before, and I want to basically exploit all of you to make it more famous. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that sounds good. A little light edit, and I'll resend it to you. Put it up on your website. I'm game. Let's do it.
So, Richard, good night, man.
It's like morning for him.
I
Hey,
know.
Richard.
It's we got a lot of UK friends, a lot of Aussie friends, and it really sucks doing these things because I always feel like we can't sync up. But I've gotten up at 4 and 5 and 6 in the morning to do stuff with my Aussie pals, and I'm perfectly willing to do that at any time.
Hey, Ken, if you don't mind, I'll take this opportunity. If any of these viewers are from the other side of the planet, as myself, I've mentioned I work overnight. I work overnight at a hotel. December is our slowest month. There is nothing going on at work. So honestly, I'm usually throwing up pop-up live streams on my channel. So if you're up, it's daytime where you're at, come over to my channel. We're going to do some writing sprints. We're going to do some I create videos live on live stream. And then when I'm done, I delete the live streams. So if you weren't there, you missed it and it never happened. So
Wait.
turn on the notifications and see what's up.
Don't delete your live streams.
Select ones, not all of them. Select ones.
Okay, first of all, okay, dude. Adrian, we got to talk.
Hit me. What do you
I
got?
didn't want to do live streams and all. Shout out to, I don't even know if he wants me to say his name. Fuck it. A really cool guy, Danny Ranger. He's got his thing going on. Got me in live streams. I didn't want to do them at all. I didn't.
To build character.
Well, him and Charlotte talked me into doing it, and the reason, are you okay over there, girl?
Yeah, what's
we're
up?
good.
If you're not, 'cause I'm gonna start messing with you. Anyway, I was really concerned that this wouldn't translate real to live because I'm a really weird person and I say weird things and I make stupid jokes that my wife.
The weirder you are, the better the live stream can.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, and so they really helped me out. And then once they were out there, I was like, man, I wish these things would go away. So I did one with 4 people and did a live stream, and I instantly wanted to delete it. I'm like, nobody's gonna want to watch this, and it's then hundreds of people did, and it's still getting views. And the thing is, it's kind of good to not be your best self in front of people because no one's their best self ever, and I don't think it's good for anybody. And I really I think it's better to just let that stuff live online, mistakes and all, good moments and bad, and just be as genuine as you can all the time. And I think it'll work out. Not that I really know anything.
I totally hear you, and I'm on board with you. My live stream Sundays live on forever because I want people to rewatch those. When I do live streams where I'm creating a video live on the channel or whatever, what I do is I said I delete them. That's not true. What I do is I make them private, and I download those live streams, and then later I'll edit them and put them out as like a making of video, or I'll make it a full video production so that the rewatchability is there. And it's still all the content from the live stream, but I'll add in my animations, I'll add in all that stuff. So I don't honestly delete them. I repurpose them.
Rephrase them.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I get it. But we gotta get Richard. We gotta get Richard on the line. That's the wrong one. I clicked on the wrong one. My clicking is inaccurate clicking.
It's happening. It's happening.
Alcohol.
I would say I have pretty good tolerance because I've imbibed quite a bit of. Anyway, okay. Let's sum up. I was going to do this twice, but it's actually kind of draining doing that once. It was harder than I thought it was going to be. Like, as soon as we started typing the deal, I was like,
yeah.
Oh, no, man. Also, I'm getting a bunch of messages, people saying that they think that they're like 8 minutes behind us, lagging.
I've been hearing that a lot lately. Apparently, there's a very big lag between what they see on YouTube and what we're seeing on StreamYard. It wasn't like that before, and now it is. I don't know what changed, but I've been hearing that a lot as well. And sometimes I'll pull up YouTube on my second screen, and I will see just how lagging it is. So absolutely.
Also, for those of you who feel like your views are wrong, your views are wrong.
That's like comforting. I'll take that. Whatever.
Great. It's not like the people who get millions of views need any help. It's leave it up to.
Well, think of it this way: for smaller YouTubers, the difference between 50 views and 100 views is huge, right?
Right.
So even during this stream, I have on my phone like sometimes upwards of 16 DMs at once. I don't know why you can't just talk in the chat.
Some of you shy people.
But, and then the thing will say there's 4 viewers or 8 viewers or 12 viewers. I'm like, I'm literally talking to 30 people. Don't worry about that stuff. Just keep going and rolling. Don't worry about your statistics. I mean, growing is good, shrinking is bad, but don't fret the small stuff on the numbers. Like what comes through the analytics, it's like it's playing the telephone game because YouTube is so big. Don't worry about your views. Don't stress.
I just post what I want to post when I post it.
There you go.
Just like the
Tara will never fall into the hands of the Yankees.
Never.
Red Gone with the Wind. Really good.
I've read some old stuff. Okay, a lot of old things. I love it.
Real quick, I want to hear what you guys have been reading lately. Adrian, tell me, what have you been reading lately?
Oh man, let me see if I have it nearby. I do have it nearby. I have been reading for my Patreon book club. For anybody interested, oh man, can you see this? Children of Blood and Bone. I'm sure a lot of you have already read it. It's a very popular book, but I'm 7 chapters in, and it's blowing my mind. It's really, really good, especially the world building. I'm learning a lot from reading this book, so I'm reading that. I'm also doing research related to writing my own novel. So for that, I have the Serial Killers, The Methods and Madness of Monsters.
Right.
My book has a serial killer in it. So I find a lot of inspiration in these types of nonfiction coverings, and also The Ethical Slut, which may be a little controversial, but I love it. It's a really good book about polyamory, and seeing as how there is a polyamorous relationship in my book, that's a lot of research that I'm doing right now. So those 3 books is what I'm reading, and I'm also doing a beta reading for Allegory of the End, which is the novel being written by a gentleman that I recently had on a live stream Sunday on my channel. His name is A.R. Mirabal. So if you guys want to check out that live stream,
Saw that, yeah.
that's what I'm reading right now. It's good stuff.
Yep.
Also, if you want to continue on the subject of polyamory, by the way, I am a trained psychologist. I've got psychology-ness. And another that's the technical term. I'm not
right.
with the details.
Very scientific. I like it.
It's kind of scary that I'm actually trained psychologist. Anyway,
It's slightly terrifying, but go ahead.
So clearly it doesn't. None of it works. I actually study psychology to write stories. The only reason I do it. So, Bethany, you're making some faces I've never seen you make before, and I like it. But anyway, so did Adrian freeze, or is he just really hammered?
Oh, we're back.
Baby, look at him go. Okay, anyway. So if you want to read another book on polyamory, read Sex Before Dawn, and it's probably a pretty scholarly work on an attempt at a scholarly work on polyamory if you want to pursue that further. It's a good read either way. Anyway, it's awesome that you do research. I really respect that. Really consider doing it sometime. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, that was a really good summary of what you're reading. Bethany, what are you reading?
Currently, I am in the middle of the Federalist Papers because my grandpa and I love talking politics. I was privileged enough to know my great-grandfather, who is part of the greatest generation. He died a couple of years ago, but I have so many interviews and recorded pieces from him because he was a World War II veteran. And I've been dabbling and maybe telling some of his stories in the future. And so my grandpa is deaf, and so we text a lot, and he was bored. And so we started writing stories together, and he had a lot of like motifs. And so I've been reading the Federalist Papers so I can just get more information. And then I read Uncle Tom's Cabin just because my poor little brothers are going through some stuff. So I just wanted to get some more information with that. And then I recently read Victoria Wren's new book, which I had read a while ago, but I wanted to see the finished copy. Plus, I'm sorry if you can hear my in-law's dog. He's having a very hard time. Victoria Wren's book. If you haven't read it, pick it up. It's amazing. And the formatting is absolutely gorgeous. And if you love YA, a family curse, some atmospheric language, it's great. So that's what I've been reading.
Curse or gift?
Is it? Oh, and I just finished my favorite book of all time, which is The Count of Monte Cristo. Ooh. I read it every December. I don't know why I love it. It is the best revenge tale. And I feel like every year that I read it, it just gets better and better. So I just finished that. That's like an annual tradition. It doesn't even feel like reading. It feels like breathing at this point. But I'm anxiously awaiting for one of my friends to send me his novella, which centers around like a character named Harriet. So whenever that happens, I'm ready. I'm really excited.
You'll be the first one to get it. Yeah. So what am I?
Don't hurt her, please.
Okay, so what she's talking about is in my novel Blind Spot. First of all, I made a giant mistake and I wrote a sausage fest. There were no major female characters, and I didn't realize I'd done it. And then on my first read through, because like what I usually do is write a novel and then put it away for like years. And then so on my first read through, I'm like, what the heck is going on here, man? Where's the ladies?
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. And it bothered me. It bothered me. I'm like, dude. And I was like, come on, man. What's up? And I started looking at each character and I'm like, one of y'all needs an update. And I tried to find, I wanted it to be a heroic update. So what I did was I found there's really kind of two protagonist heroes in the book. And I flipped a gender swapped one of them. And by the way, ever since then, everything I look at, I'm like, I need to gender swap two of these. And what's weird is men and women are more alike than they're different. But at the ends, the tail ends of the distribution, that's where those differences become like amazing. And like just the diversity and wonder of life. And by gender swapping that character and then trying to see things from her point of view and asking my wife and my daughter, like, how would you see this? I think it made the story a million times better. And one of my beta readers named Bethany latched on to this character pretty seriously. So because I respect her, oh, Sue, thank you so much, Anne Claire. And you should be thanking Bethany too, because she edited that story, Lydia. Anyway, because she latched on that character so hard, she was on my mind. And suddenly I wrote a whole nother book about her. So
Yay! I was so excited when you like kind of mentioned, you're like, oh, I'm like dabbling in the idea of like continuing on Harriet. I was like, okay, I'm here for it. She reminds me of like Clarice from Silence of the Lambs, like one of those characters where you're like, I'm fascinated by her. I don't know enough about her. I want more. And you're not giving me more, but I'm loving her story and I'm reading it because I want more. And you're just like toying with me. But of course I'm going to read it because I think maybe you might accidentally give me more. And I just really liked her. And you're like, I'm afraid of what you're going to do to her. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little worried.
I'm afraid.
No.
I'm afraid.
anyway, but anyway, any great character goes, you got to put him through hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
I mean, I'm right there with you, Kent. I mean, I was actually working on a graphic novel with a group of other writers. And when it came time down to writing the scripts for the graphic novel, it came down to me. And at the time, I hadn't really written anything else. And so I was trying to make these scripts work, and I was really having trouble getting it to any kind of quality that I was comfortable with. So I've since set that aside because I want that graphic novel to be something truly special. And I've gone over to working on this novel that I'm working on. And one of the first things that I did when I looked at my graphic novel and the problems that I was having with it, mostly a male cast with like one major female character. And I said, that's not going to do. So I purposefully put myself in a position of uncomfortability where 2 out of my 3 main characters are female. I did that on purpose. And even my biggest supporting character is a female. I needed them to be this completely other side foreign to me because I needed to challenge myself as a storyteller. And if I can make these females not only relatable, but exciting and tough and awesome and inspiring, if I can pull that off, then I can go back to writing my graphic novel and fill it in with a lot more females and making it a little more inclusive. Because yeah, absolutely, like you're saying, I mean, you set it aside, you came back to it a few years later, and it was a sausage fest. And that's my biggest fear, is putting out a book that anybody can point to and say, you're not including the females. How dare I? You know, my mother's a woman. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to say something about that, and I put her comment up there because I don't know what the hell she's talking about. So I do have a novel that's going to come out at some point. It's called The School, and a bunch of guys. I was in Ranger School, which I wear the Ranger tab. I'm a lucky guy to have had the opportunity to go to that school and graduate from it, because 50% of people that show up don't graduate.
Rangers are universally, held up as some of the biggest badasses of all the badasses. So,
well, I was lucky enough to be in school with all those badasses. I'll just say that. And I get to wear the tab, and I'm proud of it every day. But it is what it is. But I'm gonna. Okay, I got to do this because that call sign right there is actually Bat James.
Bat James is here.
Anyway,
what's up, James?
Anyway, I'm just gonna leave that there. So I wrote a book that me and some guys laying around starving to death with no sleep, doing combat ops 22 hours a day, months straight, came up with an idea. It's a really funny way that it happened. The guy laying next to me, he was like, "You're always in that notebook, man. What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm story ideas, I'm jotting stories." He's like, "You write stories?" Like, "Yeah." And we started talking about, he reads short stories. And he was like, "I read this short story in a magazine by this guy, and it's like this. I'm like, I wrote that. So I used to have a bunch of pen names, and I've had some stuff in magazines. Anyway, this guy goes, "I read that, man. You wrote that?" And he starts flipping out. And then he goes, "You should write this. You should write Ranger School." I'm like, "That's ridiculous. I write sci-fi and like paranormal stuff like that." And he goes, "Just do it in space." And I went, "Yeah, Ranger School in space. That doesn't make any sense."
That's stupid.
So I wrote Ranger School in space.
Nice.
It's a book called
Nice.
School, and it's Ranger School, and it's a whole planet of Ranger School. So I'm sorry, but we have to interrupt this program for Bat James.
Bat James, hello,
Bat James.
sir.
What's up, buddy?
Any
How you doing?
Any questions for Bat James?
Bat James, how old are you now? I forget.
10.
10.
I
My,
was expecting like
oldest
22.
boy, my oldest boy is 5.5, almost 6. And I can't imagine what he'll be like when he's your age. But if he's half as cool as you, I'm in.
You say? Name's Adrian.
I'm impressed. How do you get your voice so low?
Bat James.
Bat James. How? Does that hurt? I feel like it would hurt. Bat James.
It really doesn't. I don't know how.
That's all the testosterone, bro. Don't even worry about it.
So can I just tell you guys something? So I write our videos, and then I put them in front of the camera, and they do the lines. And 99.9% of the time, he ad-libs his stuff better than what I wrote.
I was gonna ask if he ad-libs more than your daughter, because your daughter seems to be on script and he seems to be just off doing his own thing, and I dig it. I'm here for it.
So
Do it, Bat
is she's like the she's like the hit my mark, hit my line, does it perfect every time, on cue. With James, I go, "Okay, do it like this," and he repeats after me. Do it like this, he repeats after me. And then I go, "Jamesy way," and he just starts doing his own thing. So I always
like Angie intimidates me because she's so put together, and then James, it's like I'd love to like mess something up. Like I'd love to go to like Hobby Lobby with James and see like what mayhem we could get into. But like if Angie was there, I'd be like, "Oh, we'll be on our best behavior," because like she's with it.
Class. She brings class to the whole thing. And she's here like, "Hey, I'm a princess. You don't like it? Deal with it." I mean,
talking about my kids. Let me tell you, dude, best thing I ever did.
Gosh.
Same.
They're so cool. Can't wait till
That
see what they do.
Guys, this has been a lot of fun, but I unfortunately have to run.
Okay.
We'll do it again. It's okay. We'll do it again.
Please and thank you. Invite me back. I will come back anytime. This has been so much fun.
Okay, that was where I was gonna go. I'm like, we still have to talk because you have an artistic mind that I need to like get my hooks in and yank things around and see if I can mess you up. I mean, find out how you tick.
Challenge accepted, sir. Bring it on.
Cool.
Adrian, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This has been
Great.
so great. Thank you guys. Bethany, always a pleasure.
Always so fun.
You're both welcome on my channel. Not that you need any help. Your channels are rocking all as it is. But anytime you want to come on, let me know. We'll do a live stream Sunday. We'll talk about our works in progress, whatever you want to do. Guys, anytime you want to have me on, I'm in. This has been so much fun. I can't even tell you how much fun this has been. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll do it again. This is Kent's channel, but I'm just inviting you onto it. So I can't wait to do it again.
You were half the magic, Bethany. Don't give him any
Sorry, this.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Good night, Adrian.
Good night.
All right, Bethany. We did the damn thing.
We did it.
I feel like we were way too adult and not inebriated enough, but
Really? My lips are numb. I've had a lot. I just hold it together real well.
When your lips are numb, it's cocaine.
I don't think this new mic is good for me. I think it makes me want to do weird things.
I was actually just texting Suey, and we were like, okay, so for like Orla's audio anthology, which is cool, I'll link in the comments if you want to write flash fiction. We were like, okay, well, like obviously Kent has to just like re-record it with this like cool microphone and intimidating voice because it just like added this like a new depth to the story. And we're like, oh, I'm sure. I was like offering your services. I'm like, oh yeah, Kent will just read it again. It's fine. It's fine. But it was like, oh, I'm so excited for like you narrating your future books. If you ever decide to do that, who's to say? But
I'm doing it. No, I'm doing audiobooks. I'm doing it.
No,
but
that's
how do I do Harriet? Like, how do I do the females? That's what I gotta figure out. Now, I've listened to some guys that do it really well, and I think the trick is not to try to put too much on it.
just like a little bit up, just like a little bit. But and you're a singer, so like that should be fine. You have voice control.
I am barely a singer.
My sister is classically opera trained, so like if you know anything, you're considered a singer in my book.
Okay. Well, I am not classical. I am rock band and bars trained. But anyway, okay. So I wanted to ask him more stuff, man, and I feel like I missed out. But
Next time, just have him on again.
It was way harder to do than I thought. Like I almost froze. But it's funny. I don't think I write with my brain. I think I write with my fingers. It's not really true, but I think it's like a magic trick where you start like saying the words and waving the wand and then it happens.
It's like that flow state, right?
Oh, it's a really good way to put it. Flow state.
Like you're just like going and it's happening and you're like, as soon as you realize it's happening, it stops. But if you can keep in this like weird current of words just happening, it's a flow state.
She says go up a quarter step.
Okay. Okay. Like most of the people dropped off, so I'm going to try. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up my whip. I don't know if I can actually. I have all the USB ports taken up and it's on a hard drive. I was going to pull up Forbidden and try to read some of Harriet's lines.
Harriet. I miss her.
That's the thing I'm most worried about is I don't want to screw her up. Like,
oh, thank you. She's like my best friend. I don't want you to mess her up too bad.
Are we doing the other one for tomorrow for Discord?
What are you talking about, Suey? I don't know.
I don't know what you mean. What other one?
I don't know what you mean either. We had like a little like flash fiction like hangout where we just like talked about flash fiction this morning, but did you get off a day? Because we'll do it again next week, I think.
There's still 8 people watching right now. Like, why are you hanging out?
Why are you here? We're not that interesting.
Doing nothing. Like, what are you doing, man?
Ooh.
I was like, we're like, good night, and like
Bye.
people are just like, hey. I'm just this. Who are you? Where are you? Say something.
We just like words a little bit too much. I feel like we get each other in like a nice way because we're like, hey, we're just like slightly beyond the like passionate stage when it comes to writing. Like we just love our stories. And like I get it. And I can respect how much you care about Harriet and your story and like Blind Spot and your companion novella. And I get your stress with that, and we can understand that.
You know, what is a companion novella? I don't even know what that means.
I just, instead of saying like, oh, it's in Blind Spot verse, it's just like a story that connects with Blind
It's
Spot.
a word. You always say that. Like, I'm working in the tracker verse.
You know, Trackerverse, you know.
That is.
You know, it's like a universe within this already universe. It's fine.
Thank you, Clara.
Is it the ASMR? Are we just having like a really great voice? It's fine. We can handle it.
We're gonna go hard or go home. I just almost want to do the flash thing, but I can't do it to you, Bethany. But
That's
anyway, okay. So, what you did was totally unexpected, by the way. Okay, I would have never guessed in a million years that's what you're gonna do.
Oh, for the flash?
Yeah.
Same, yeah. Well, you've read my stuff. You know my voice. You know my.
That wasn't your normal voice, though. Not at all. So you must be going through some kind of genesis over there. I got your email. I cannot wait to dig in tomorrow. I've got to finish Victoria's book first. I gotta, because she keeps waiting for stuff. Dutch, you're still here? What are you doing, man? Get a life. You're waiting on divine inspiration for a short story. Okay. Before I go, I'm going to give 2 seconds out to this dude right here, Dutch Bankston, another freaking military hero, but also a writer, who just randomly shared some of his stuff with me while we were suffering in a horrible place that I won't name here on the internet. We go train off in the middle of nowhere and just suffer. And we were out there together, and he's like, oh, you write? I'm like, yeah, you write. Oh, yeah. And we shared our stuff, and he wrote a complex, interesting science fiction deal. And his first couple of scenes were like a naval battle at sea with kaiju level monsters. And he introduced almost a love triangle, interpersonal relationships, all that stuff. He did it in like 8 pages, and it's his first thing he ever wrote.
Sir, you set yourself up for failure in the future. That does not happen.
That's hard.
Yeah.
And I just want to give mad respect out to Dutch here, and hopefully he'll start participating in our little universe and put some stuff out there for people to read.
Yes. Join us. One of us.
Anyway, part of the ship, part of the ship. But yeah, that's I feel like Michael Scott from Office Space, where he has to say from what movie every line that he does is. So I'm just gonna say it. Pirates of the Caribbean. Anyway, this is weird having military guys. For the longest time, I kept my writing life and army life like super separate. And a friend of mine told me, "Stop doing that. You're being weird." And so I used to like never tell anyone, and now I'm just like, screw it.
I feel like that's a video topic about like how like writing is not another persona. It's just like who you are. And
well, I do have a pen name. Kent Shawn is a pen name. I have a real name. I'm an officer in the U.S. military, and I take that very, very seriously. So, and the rest of the time, I try to just have fun and be an artist and do the things I do. But I've liked keeping them separate because to me, and I'm opening up here a little bit for a random reason, probably has something to do with all of these empty vodka bottles.
I'm empty, and I've had 2.
You've had 2 like 2-finger whiskeys, and you're acting like you're messed up.
It's not an act, all right? Have I had dinner?
I did the same thing. You know, I was like, I have to do a drinking live stream. So what I want to do is eat nothing and drink no water. Perfect situation is an empty stomach and dehydration before you have alcohol.
Love it. I don't know what would go wrong.
But anyway, I kept them separate, and a good friend of mine said, stop doing that because you're not 2 things. You're just one thing. So
those are the friends you want to keep around, the ones that can tell you straight like what's going on.
And that was it. He's an interesting guy. He's a New Yorker, and the way he said it was really, really cool. He's like, you're not 2 things. You're one thing. So stop. I'm like, poetry.
Deep. Love it.
All right. So before we go, Bethany, last drink, last word. Where's your husband when you need him? He's being
I know. Come on, man. Like, bring me some more.
fit enough to be running laps because he's a freaking physical therapist. All those guys are like super jocks. He probably can like freaking run the 4-minute mile. He should be drink.
Yeah, right? Come on, man. Bring it here.
Anyway,
last
words. I'm sure that guy's busy as heck, man. I'm super excited for him too, Bethany. I really am, because I know he's been working hard and dragging your ass all over the country. But you guys are amazing. You're both go-getters out there doing your thing. And I'm so proud to be your friend. And I don't know the hubby. Sometime we're gonna have to do like a private thing where I can say, "Hey, man."
I was actually talking about that the other day. It was after our call. He was like, "Oh, who are you on the phone with?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just like trying to figure out marketing stuff in my book life." And he's like, "I'm really glad you have like a people and community that you can talk about that with," because he has no idea what's going on. If you have audiobooks, he will listen to your book. If you have like actual physical copies, he is not going to read it. That's just his personality.
That's not a bad thing, though. I don't think it is. Like, my dad is an avid reader. He's an avid reader. He kills people all the time. Reader. He's an avid reader. He reads all the time, but he does the majority of his stuff while doing chores in his ear. He goes to the gym with a book. Like, most people are like rocking out to, I don't know, what do the kids listen to these days? Creedence? Clearwater Revival? Is that the new thing? Anyway, I'm a little out of touch, but he goes to the gym listening to books and stuff like that, and it makes me very proud of him.
And he'll be listening to yours soon.
But anyway, I think that I had a point. You shouldn't judge somebody because they listen to their books. It just means move. I can't enjoy a book the same way unless I read it. I can't. To me, reading is playing a movie. Audio, I can get distracted by things happening around me. But when I'm reading, Bethany, I don't even see words. It's the weirdest thing. I feel like I'm being a dork, but like I'm standing, like when they say the grass is wet, I feel it on in between my toes. And I don't think I think it's practiced. I think it's something that I learned over time by reading a lot. So I'm going to quote Stephen King here from On Writing. Stephen Queen.
Our queen, Stephen King.
Stephen King. Anyway, I'm going to quote Stephen King here, where he says, "Read a lot, write a lot. There's no shortcut to this. If you want to show up to the writing country with your passport in order, you have to read all the time." And I think as you read more and more and more, the act of reading becomes easier. A lot of people say, "I don't have time to read." And I'm like, yes, you do. The more you do it, the more you become skilled at it. The things that you do all the time, you're amazing at.
Oh, yeah. People ask me, like, how do you read so much? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can read so much in 5 minutes because I'm reading all the time. We were talking about that the other day. Like, I have an e-reader on my phone and in my purse at all times. And I just...
Me too. I keep one in my purse all the time.
Your purse. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, it's great. I'm excited to see what's going to come from you. I'm excited to see what books you're going to produce in the next few years. I feel like I'm very privileged because I got just a little bit of an insight of what's to come. And I think people are going to be really impressed. So I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited about all of our little gang to see what they do next, because it's never good to be out here by yourself.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what I would do if I couldn't talk to you and the rest of the gang about what's going on. If there wasn't a Richard Holiday and a Dan Hook and a Don White and a Suey and a Dutch Bankston, who's the new gang, and all these guys and gals, like I really don't know what to do. And thank you for dragging me into the Twisted 10, because I only did it because it was you, to be honest.
Hey, you've got one of the star stories, so I'm very excited for people to read it. You were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's only one story." I was like, "All right, this is like perfect word count wise. I'm like, oh, it'll go right in the middle as one of those like tent pegs that I've been reading about that you're supposed to have. So
No. We're gonna call it a Kent peg.
a Kent peg. Oh gosh, very excited. So it's coming together. I can't wait for people to read it. It's going to disturb them, but like in the most entertaining of ways. It's very classic Kent Shawn, I would say.
I think your stuff's more disturbing than mine, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, you should check my email with the like beta read notes. I literally have one part where it's like everyone disregarded except for Kent and Richard. I'm really sorry. I want you to read this one specific story because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's just really great to have like a community that you can be very like vulnerable with. Like, hey, like this is really bad, maybe, sorta. I can't tell anymore. Can you just help me? And know that I'll get help. I'll get honest and genuine feedback. And I didn't think it would happen. And it's so weird that all of my like really good writer friends are all on the internet. And my mom would be so scared right now for me, but I'm having a great time.
Your mom would be scared for you.
She's like so scared of like the internet people, you know, those people on the internet.
Sweetie, you can't trust these people.
Exactly.
Somebody should really come and take this mic away from me.
I'm so excited to see what you're going to do for your audiobooks with that thing. It's going to be fun.
I've been practicing. I'm trying to learn to like to do this because like audiobooks sell as much or more than the other books. And I don't want to pay people, so I need to learn how.
It's kind of what I was thinking, but I loathe the sound of my voice. So I'll hire someone, split royalties. I don't know. That's future Bethany's problem. Current Bethany's too inebriated to care.
And on that note, okay, I think I'm gonna call it. Thanks for everybody that dropped in. Man, it's weird because I don't get to say goodbye to everybody that stopped by tonight. There's only like 6 or 7 people still hanging out, but at some point tonight we peaked out at about 30 or 40 and went up and down, and all these people coming in and out. Thank you so much. If you watch this again, hopefully you hear this, and I just want to let you know how much we appreciate you spending any of your valuable time on a Saturday night. What the hell is wrong with you people? Go do something else. Thank you very much. And this will forever preserve in time Bethany Whiskey writing.
We'll do it again, I'm sure.
These lyrics.
I don't know where that came from. Be prepared for some song lyrics to come your way. And do with them what you will. I expect like a bikini in a bathrobe and like some sort of flashing. That's just like to say, like, you got to do that for the story, probably. Please don't do that.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to... No, shut up.
Like this video.
Me.
Sign up for Kent's newsletter.
Anybody of mine that as already knows to go subscribe. Go subscribe to Adrian. Let's bump Adrian up. He should see at least a 5, 6, 10 subscriber bump from this. Let's do this. Guys, go subscribe to Adrian. Let's bump him up. Let's let him know that we care about what he's doing because he's working hard over there. All right. Don't drink in live.
We'll probably do it again, though.
I definitely want to do this again, especially that next time we're going after those. We're going after the shorts hard. That was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. Same.
I was like kind of nervous, but at the end of it, I was like, this was fun. Like,
no,
this was good.
That was fun and weird and new and interesting, and I want to do it again. All right. From Bethany Votaw and Kent Shawn.